Are we really going to live like this until Easter? Seriously, are we now pricing in 4, 5 or 6 more months of collapsed businesses, untreated other illnesses, mental distress, further unemployment and more borrowed billions? With everything we know about the virus, why has there not been at the very least a modest change to the COVID measures? Why are the tiers going to be getting stricter and not more relaxed? Unlike in March, we know so much more about COVID. We know about the mercifully low death rate, the improved treatment, the fact that whilst sadly everyday people are hospitalised, thousands are discharged every single week. Most people that go into hospital with COVID are treated and they go home. Millions globally are asymptomatic. They don't even know they've got it. And for the under 65s, the death rate from COVID-19 is 0.05%. It's pretty clear that if you were a betting person, you'd take COVID over cancer all day long. Look, it's a wretched virus. Of course it is. It's very dangerous to the vulnerable. We all hate it and we welcome news of a vaccine. But we're now making people who weren't vulnerable extremely vulnerable with a policy of trying to control a virus. Are we really going to live like this until Easter, when we've had a chance, for example, to look at the books? National debt, £2.08 trillion. Furlough costing upwards of 2 billion a day. Our borrowing now larger than that of the economy itself, with a debt to GDP ratio of over 100%. Just have a think about this for a second, right? So the gross domestic product is now smaller than the debt of this nation. If you think about it, because you of course have to balance your books at home, that's like your mortgage, credit cards, overdraft and car finance being more than your annual salary. And still, we don't change course. There are days when I think, and I'll be honest with you about this, there are days when I feel the damage is done. We've embarked on this strategy. The die is cast. Just drink it up. But I can't think like that, because on this programme, every day I hear the awful stories of the human impact of COVID measures. I cannot, in all good conscience, stand by in silence and watch lives damaged and destroyed. Talk of a vaccine just prolongs the agony, because it validates a policy of hold tight, help's coming, whilst of course Rome continues to burn. Now, no one says let the virus rip, but the World Health Organization's Dr. David Nabarro rightly said on this show yesterday, people, you and me, need to be trusted more to exercise judgment and discretion. Instead, we've seen a creeping totalitarianism sweep across the country. The absurd overreach of the good people of Wales being told wine glasses or duvets are non-essential. Did you know that they're called the trolley police? The Welsh now have the trolley police to deal with. Well, they're off their trolley. Surely authorities reached a new low when they stormed a greetings card shop in Droitwich as though it were the UK headquarters of Al-Qaeda. Far from it, of course, they're just selling cards, wrapping paper and Snickers bars, exactly like the legally open WH Smith down the road. And the latest outrage, talk of a freedom pass. Now, this is a document that you would carry around and it would show that you have very recently tested negative for COVID. But this freedom pass, right, this is an idea so divisive, so dystopian, it makes the plot of Blade Runner sound far-fetched. How dare you commodify freedom or dangle it in front of us like a carrot for being good boys and good girls? As a matter of legal fact, we already have a freedom pass. It's called living in a democracy. Mercifully, the millions who crave a change in approach are not lone voices. 70 MPs in Parliament have written to the Prime Minister imploring him to take a 360 approach to this and balance the risks and rewards of shutting down enormous regions of the country for months to come. Now, it's not actually the job of SAGE to have this overview. In many ways, the focus of the scientists is understandably containment of the virus, because that's their job. But SAGE and the other scientific voices are just one constituency here. It is for the politicians we elect, your local MP, the cabinet, and ultimately the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, to have an overview and look beyond an exclusive and damaging focus on the COVID death toll, which, while awful, tragic and too high, is not the only death toll at play here. These measures will sadly kill more. And I don't buy the snake oil of the tier system. We're supposed to be so grateful, aren't we, that as of December the 3rd, we'll be free, we'll be out of lockdown. Well, thanks for nothing, because huge swathes of the country will be in tier 3, which is lockdown in all but name. The only likely candidates, by the way, for tier 1 are Narnia, Hogwarts and Neverland. So, Prime Minister, if you think that we're happy to go along with all of this right up until Easter, then think again. If this blunt, ruinous and damaging strategy continues unabated and without compelling data to justify it, you won't be the Easter Bunny this year. You'll be the rabbit in the headlights. This is Talk Radio.